It's good for, those that are searching and stuff like that who need a community base that keeps them high in spirits and all this stuff and gives them something to look forward to and get them to where they need to go in life. But I feel like the church can do more for community base outside of just within the church, but in the actual like community of where it's based at, or just all over. Do more for actual people that's outside and not just the ones that's inside. That's what I feel like.
I've grown up in church my whole life, so it's a big part of who I am. I think there's parts that are exclusive to some people and aren't very welcoming.
I think that it's good when it's about teaching the Bible, but I think that there's sometimes, depending on the church that you go to, where they really try and bring in political views and whatnot, and I feel like that's where I don't want to go.
It was kind of forced on me when I was younger.
Yes, I feel like it was forced, but I mean, growing up now, knowing what I know now, and being in the world for 20 years now, like some stuff I've kept, some of the good stuff, and some of the bad stuff I've let go. So I'm not all the way out of it. I still kept some good stuff.
I kind of believe less of what happened, like what they forced on me, but it's kind of the same still.
Yes and no. I mean, I guess on like certain things, my parents are like very, not like strict Christians, but like everything is black and white. And I guess since I've gotten here, I kind of realized that not everything is black and white. Like things can be open to interpretation.
It's harder just because it was easier at home because my mom was always there to take me to church, and now like I had to do it myself, or I have to like actively seek it out myself instead of, I don't know, it's just easier because I had a church regularly that I went to and church friends, but now I have to make them myself.
Absolutely. So the church that I went to at first at home, it was like my dad's church, so they believe much like him. Like they don't believe, they believe that if you're an LGBTQ person, like you're going to go to hell and this and that, and like you're a terrible person, which that's not something I believe. I feel like, and another thing, like it was at the church here specifically in Muncie, where they did go into that political line. They were talking about you're going to hell, this and that. I'm just like, for me emotionally, like I know people that have literally died because they feel like they can't come out, and they grew up in Christian homes. So I feel like emotionally it affected me because I'm just like, people shouldn't be losing their lives because people in the Christian church feel so passionately about how they shouldn't be living their lives the way they want to, and they have no control over how that person lives their life. So I feel like it affected me emotionally.
And part of my trying to be open-minded, I let loose some of my morals and my what I used to hold like sacred. I let loose some, and I faced some judgment for it. I felt like was judgment.
Some of the stuff that some of my peers and my older elders was preaching, they wasn't living by. I'm like, well, I had to take a step back and actually look at what the cause was and like take it for what it was.
I would probably say like my parents and what they have done to like get me to go to church.
Friends, a lot of my friends are Catholics, and I'm not Catholic. I'm non-denomination, so they have like religious practices and like things that I don't necessarily do. I don't like think it's wrong. It's just like different beliefs.
Like when they would basically drag me to church, I would say, and get me to go and like come up with different reasons to get me to go. I kind of just wanted to stop going and didn't want to be there as much. Yeah, I do. It's just I don't know like what exactly it is, if that makes sense.
I believe in God because I believe there's someone higher up that's really controlling all the things that happen to me. Everything happens for a reason. I don't know why it happens, but I believe I'm so rooted in my faith that God's gonna get me through anything. I don't really know why. I just know there's something in me that knows there's someone else kind of like watching over me and curating whatever's gonna happen next.
I believe in a higher being. There is a God, but I don't think the God that we are forced upon, I don't think logically what it says in the Bible, I don't think no human being would do things that God that is perceived to us would do. I do believe in a God and a higher being, but just not the God that everybody has, become accustomed to with their religion.
Yeah, I do. I don't know, like I grew up in church. I don't know, I just like in my life I've like seen times where like if I'm like going through like a bad time and I'm not like going to church, then like it's harder. But then like times where I am like going to church and like I'm going through a difficult time, it's a lot easier to get through.
Yes, I see him prevalent throughout my days. I see he's blessed my life so much. I wouldn't like be here in college without him. I wouldn't have the friends I had.